At the beginning of the movie, we're taken to a small town in Argentina, a place where houses seem to be equipped with tight security systems. Why? Because the area is crawling with thieves, and break-ins are pretty common. One quiet day, a man named Ciro is seen breaking into a car. He's clearly a pro. In no time, he manages to steal the car's radio. But he doesn't stop there. As if stealing wasn't enough, Ciro, who clearly lacks any sense of decency, urinates all over the car's interior. Feeling satisfied, he tries to leave. But there's a twist. The doors won't open. He's trapped. Turns out, this car has been specially modified to catch thieves like him. That moment becomes the start of a nightmare Ciro will never forget. To make things worse, the smell of his own urine fills the air. He spends hours locked inside, with no food, no water, and barely enough air. As night falls, exhaustion takes over and he eventually dozes off. By morning, Ciro turns the car radio back on and listens to his favorite song, anything to calm his nerves. But just as he's starting to relax, a voice comes through the car's speaker system.
Hola.
It's the car's owner. His name is Enrique. Enrique is a 60-year-old gynecologist and a widower. He tells Ciro that his car has been broken into 28 times before, so he took matters into his own hands, literally, and transformed his car into a high-tech trap. He got an alert on his phone the moment Ciro broke in. The car's windows are tinted pitch black, the doors are soundproof, the suspension is disabled, and the whole frame is reinforced with bulletproof steel. Oh, and he can control it all from his phone, even blow up the car if he wants. Ciro begs for water. Enrique doesn't respond immediately. Instead, the air conditioning kicks in, making the car feel like a freezer. Desperate, Ciro covers the vents with newspaper and uses his shirt, which was already wrapped around a leg wound, to stay warm. Not long after, a police officer approaches the car and issues a ticket for the illegal window tint. Ciro sees his chance and starts shouting and shaking the car, but it's useless. No one can hear him, and the car doesn't budge.
Hey! It's wrong!
Then, it starts to rain. Enrique calls back. He offers Ciro some water, but only if he gives his full name and ID number. Ciro agrees, and Enrique tells him to drink from the hose used for windshield washer fluid in the back. He gets some water, but he's still starving. The next day, Ciro tries to cut his way out of the car. Enrique calls again. Ciro explains that his infected leg wound is getting worse, and he has a fever. Enrique turns on the heater to help regulate his body temperature.
Hoy me levanté temprano, salí a la... Estoy todo invadido por dentro.
Then, Enrique opens up. He says he only has a year left to live because of a malignant tumor, and after years of being robbed and left helpless, he decided to take justice into his own hands.
Pero la seguimos después.
Meanwhile, Ciro, driven by hunger, starts eating pages from the car manual. With nothing else to drink, he even resorts to drinking his own urine. Another thief tries to break into the same car, but this time, neighbors catch him and call the police. By the third night, Ciro is exhausted, mentally and physically. Tired of Enrique's calls, he ignores the ringing. Desperate for food, he considers eating a cricket trapped inside the car, but can't bring himself to do it. It's the only living thing keeping him company. His mental state worsens when two strangers stop in front of the car and begin doing inappropriate things right outside the windshield. The next day, Enrique calls again. He tells Ciro there's a chocolate bar behind the brake pedal. Imagine that, sweet chocolate, but no water to wash it down. Still trying to survive, Ciro attempts to charge his phone using an old trick, leaving the battery out in the sun, hoping to get just a little power. At the same time, Ciro manages to make a hole in the car door, scratching and tearing through the interior with what little tools he has. After a long, painful effort, he succeeds, but the hole is tiny, far too small for him to escape. He shouts, screams for help, but his voice is weak, dry from dehydration and days of suffering. No one hears him. People pass by, unaware that just inches away, someone is fighting for his life. Then the phone rings. It's Enrique. This time, his tone is different. Calm, but unsettling. He tells Ciro that he's gone to visit his wife and children. He gave them $100,000, telling them Ciro had won a lottery. Enrique insists he didn't hurt them. Not at all. But Ciro doesn't believe him. That fear, that not knowing, eats away at him more than anything. Enrique continues, saying he accessed Ciro's criminal record. According to the files, Ciro has a violent history, including murder. Ciro tries to defend himself, saying everything he did was in self-defense. But Enrique doesn't buy it. To him, Ciro deserves every second of suffering. He believes this isn't just punishment for stealing a car, it's justice for a lifetime of crime. Finally, after nearly a full day of solar charging, Ciro's phone lights up. The screen flickers. There's barely any battery left. Still, he quickly dials his wife. No answer. Her phone is off. Panicked, Ciro tries to record a voice message, something, anything. But just as he opens his mouth to speak, the phone dies. That night, bored and desperate, Ciro presses the car's start button. To his surprise, the engine roars to life. He quickly realizes the gear is jammed. It only works in reverse. Without thinking, he slams on the gas and crashes into an electric pole. The impact finally opens the door. Ciro escapes. His first instinct is survival. He heads to the nearest convenience store and starts grabbing food and drinks, not even thinking about payment. He's finally free.
Señor.
But then he wakes up. It was just a dream. Back to reality, back in the car. Enrique calls again. Ciro says he can't take it anymore. He decides to end it all right then and there. He grabs a gun and pulls the trigger, but the gun jams. Suddenly, the headlights flicker on. Enrique is standing outside the car, staring directly at him. He gets in, calm, composed, and unbothered. He hands Ciro cigarettes, chocolate, and even treats his wounds. There's no apology, no remorse. Enrique doesn't feel guilty in the slightest. If anything, he seems proud. His expression cold, almost psychopathic. As he takes a phone call from one of his patients, Ciro seizes the moment. He grabs the gun again and fires.
No.
The bullet grazes Enrique's cheek, but doesn't kill him. Now furious, Enrique forces Ciro back into the car. But this time, their struggle is seen by a patrolling police officer.
Café por medio. Él me quiso chorear la camioneta.
Está pasando como sociedad. ¿Hasta qué punto?
Pero nos comprometemos todos, ¿eh?
It's been nearly 2 hours since Enrique took Ciro hostage, and a crowd starts to gather. Some people side with Enrique, fed up with crime and injustice. Others defend Ciro, who now looks more like a victim than a criminal. As tension rises, the police bring in a senior negotiator. The negotiator confronts Enrique, questioning the fairness of what he's done. Enrique responds by criticizing Argentina's broken legal system, where robbers walk free and victims are left helpless. He says he was forced to act because the law failed. Surprisingly, many of the gathered residents agree. They've been victims too. Then comes the turning point. The negotiator challenges Enrique. He says, "Go ahead, shoot him. But remember, your son will grow up as the child of a murderer." That hits Enrique hard. He hesitates, then finally lowers his weapon. He lets Ciro go. But Enrique doesn't turn himself in. He returns to the car, the same car that trapped Ciro, and reflects on everything. His time is running out. His reputation is ruined. He has nothing left. In the end, Enrique chooses to end it all. He starts the engine and blows up the car with himself still inside. Days later, the news spreads. The incident goes viral. People start talking, not just about Enrique and Ciro, but about the deeper problems. The broken legal system, the rising crime, the lack of justice. Ciro, despite everything he's done, is scheduled for release soon. And just like that, the movie ends. That's 4x4, a suspenseful and thought-provoking story that's not just about theft, but also about justice, trauma, and what happens when a person is pushed beyond their limits. From beginning to end, we're shown what can happen when someone loses faith in the system, when a victim turns into a vigilante. Yes, Ciro was a thief, but Enrique? In the end, he too lost his way. The movie leaves us with one big question. Does revenge really bring justice? Or does it just keep the cycle of violence going? So what do you think? Was Enrique a hero? Or did he go too far? And does someone like Ciro even deserve a second chance? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more gripping stories on this channel. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and keep thinking.